and our Josh the Otter initiative. Past District Governor Gary and our previous immediate past president, Patrick Stewart, just returned from Owenchito, Honduras, where our club was part of a healthy village initiative. There, we received a global grant through Rotary in support of that initiative. So we really were able to leverage dollar for dollar on that particular initiative. And most of you are probably familiar with the Healthy Village initiative. Gary, do you want to take 1 minute about that? I think we've got 3 left on our clock, and then we'll yield the floor. But do you want to say a word about Owenchito and the Healthy Village initiative with all the leveraging we got on that?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Ben. I will correct you as that we were down there last week and actually worked with the Owenchito Rotary Club in developing a project where we're supplying clean water to the villagers through using Sawyer water filters in each home. We're also supplying a village health worker. Some people call it a community health worker. But we're sponsoring a village health worker, actually 2 for 5 villages. And then a big part of the project is putting in toilets. We're going to put in about 50 toilets with septic systems. Actually had a Honduran engineer help us with that. We're able to put in a toilet for about $250 a house. And then we're doing patient education on hand washing, on recognizing diarrhea, and using oral rehydration solutions. So long short of it is I've been going there for 21 years. We've done 5 major water projects there. We think this Model Healthy Village project is probably our best idea yet, and I think it's going to make a big impact on the health of the people. So just to be accurate, we did write the grant, and we've submitted the grant, but it hadn't been formally approved. We hope that'll happen in the next week or 2.
Thank you, Gary, and appreciate your leadership and that of Patrick Stewart on that initiative. The other 2 projects, as I conclude our comments, is Shelter Box USA, which most of you guys are on the call are probably familiar with as well. It is also an RI blessed initiative, and we were really happy to invest in that. It's really exist for families who've lost everything is really their tagline. And so that, as you know, that could be deployed, that particular need may be met near or far. It's just wherever the need is most dire at that point, and they have a system allowed for the allocation of those resources. And then last but certainly not least is our continued support of a global literacy effort in Haiti through partnership with the Conge Library in Haiti. And that's another project that we got some tremendous leveraging through partnerships of other Rotary initiatives, some additional here in the upstate of South Carolina. So with that said, I'm going to transition at this point to keep us on track. Appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about our club and what we're involved in, and we'll look forward to picking up the fundraising and drilling in on that piece later in the call along with everybody else. But at 9:25, President Paul or his representative will provide us an overview of the eClub affiliated with District 7020. Paul?
Good morning, everybody. Let me leap in here. I am John Fuller. I serve as the Sergeant at Arms for our club, and so I am accustomed to being able to mute you if you forgot. But please remind yourself now, if you are not speaking, to mute your system. We would all appreciate it. It also improves the bandwidth. And for those who forgot, please add your location. It looks like mostly it's our members that forgot to add their location. But they are all good Rotarians, therefore they do not read the instructions and they do not follow direction. It's my pleasure to introduce our president, Paul, affectionately known as Pabs. formerly of the Bahamas, and now an honorary member of the Rotary Club of Nassau, I believe.
East Nassau, yeah.
Paul, take it away. Tell us.
First, before we do anything, I'm wondering if someone is going to be recording this meeting, because we're missing a lot of good stuff here. And
it is being recorded at this time.
Okay. So, well, the eClub of the Caribbean started actually in 2011, 2012 by Kitty Butchko, and then we were chartered in August of 2013. We were running for a whole year before we got chartered because we had to get enough members. Now we have 22 members, and at that time, when we first started, we actually started our signature project, which was the Butterfly Storybook. And it's interesting because we actually did so many things in that first year before we even got chartered. So it was a lot of fun, and we worked really hard to get chartered. And once we did, we started working on our bylaws and things like that. And we've been tweaking our bylaws ever since then. So you know how it is. You realize that you're changing and growing, and we are a living organism, this club. And this club actually is, you don't have to be in the district. This club focuses on people who have a vested interest in the District 7020. And so that's why we named it the Rotary eClub of the Caribbean, 7020, because it really does focus on people who are interested in that district. And we have, our 22 members live all over the place. We have members who live in the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. John, St. Thomas, St. Croix, Haiti, Jamaica, Aruba, Puerto Rico, Guadeloupe, and we even have a member who goes back and forth to Ethiopia, and someone who lives in Holland and Virginia, Ohio, and Canada. Did I leave anybody out? Anyway.
St. Martin.
And St. Martin,
England.
Of course.
Diana's often in England.
Oh, yeah.
And past District Governor Diana White,
Yes.
who is now living in between England and
Spain.
And Spain with her, staying with the children there and grandchildren. So yes, we too are blessed to have a past district governor.
France and Guadeloupe also, Henriette.
And France, and because Henriette goes to France and Guadeloupe.
And New York from time to time.
New York. So we really are all over the place.
It's like our past district governor is a true European, although her country decided for a Brexit, but she lives in France and in Spain.
Spain, in England.
Good.
So we're all over the place, and this eClub really suits all of us because we can meet every Saturday or every Wednesday night. We have a happy hour hangout on Wednesday night, and that's, bring your own bottle. So, but it's a lot of fun because we are able to actually meet without having to go someplace that we can't go. And I mean, we have Dennis in Venice, which is Florida, and we're all over the place. So it's kind of very nice. And our Butterfly project, which was our original signature project and still is, it invites children's ages 7 to 11 to submit stories. And they submit this. What we do is, this is actually a cooperative with the Rotary clubs of the district. So we send our invitation to the Rotary clubs of District 7020, and they go to the schools in their area and have the children submit stories. The children submit their stories, probably 50 or so submit to each Rotary Club. And the Rotary Clubs pick the 3 best that they have, and they send them to us. And we, out of 100 or so stories, pick the 10 best, and we create the Butterfly Storybook. And then we sell the Butterfly Storybook, and the funds go towards all of our charitable things that we do. One of the things is the winners get a certificate, but they also get a gift of is it $100? Amaryllis, do you remember? Oh, she's on a plane now.
$50.
$50. And it can go towards books or whatever they need. And also then we sell the books, and the funds go towards whatever we're going to do for that year. This year, we actually donated towards dialysis machines in Thailand. And this was another cooperation with the Francophone Rotary Club. And it assisted about 200 patients that needed dialysis. So it was a very worthy cause. We were glad to help with that. And one of our next projects was a new project we started this year called ROAR, Rotarac's Orators Addressing Rotary. And what this was we invited the Rotaracts of the district, 7020, to submit a recording, which was an orator, a video competition. What they did was they gave us a video of an oration, and the subject at this year was mental health. And they did very well. There were only 3 entries this year, but we're hoping that at least now that it's done, it'll inspire the Rotaract clubs next year to continue, and we're hoping it'll be even bigger next year. And the winner, we invited to come to our district conference. And this year, our district conference actually is going to be on a cruise ship. Now, this is interesting because what happened was 2 years ago, the district governor was from Jamaica. And now again this year, the district governor is from Jamaica. So he decided that instead of having it again in Jamaica, he'd do it on a cruise. And I don't know if Amaryllis can talk about this, but it's been very, very interesting. Amaryllis, do you want to say a couple of words on how much fun this has been so far? No.
Apparently not. Amaryllis is in charge of, I'm pretty much in charge of registration, a job I had for when I was district secretary, and the conference was in St. Thomas. And I can tell you that if she has any hair left after this is over, she's not tearing it like I did. As you notice, I have none.
Yeah, gone.
11.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. But this year, the registration will be actually in Miami, where we get on the boat. And she's going to be there from Thursday until Sunday. And then we actually get on the boat on Monday. So we'll be doing a lot of interesting things those few days just to prepare for the conference. And Amaryllis is our AG this year for the next 3 years. So she's doing like 3 jobs. She's also our membership chair, and she's been doing a fantastic job at that as well. We already have 2 new members, Ellie, that you see here, and Troy, who is not here yet, but he said he would try to make it today. And I think she's doing a fantastic job, but on top of it, being the AG and registration chair for the conference is huge. Our next project we're doing is another new project we started this year called Homeopaths Without Borders. And this project enhances healthcare professionals' knowledge of using locally available resources. And they treat and prevent diseases through homeopathic means. Now, that means that they're using means that actually treat the disease with similar parts of the disease. And this year, what we're doing is focusing on training health officials how to use that. And Amaryllis is also heading that. And yes.
Paul, may I jump in here? Your microphone, your system's cutting out a little bit, or at least for me.
Okay.
I don't know if it came through that this project is in Haiti, and it has the blessing of the Department of Health in Haiti. They have the doctors that would like to have additional training in homeopathy. And this is how we will team up with an organization called Homeopaths Without Borders, so that they will provide the training to the doctors and health providers in Haiti to enhance the healthcare available there. I think it's as Paul said, I think it's quite a worthwhile project, and for those of you who are worried about homeopaths and doctors, they are coming in at the invitation of the doctors. I find this very encouraging. Paul?
Yeah, it is. And we're actually it's actually advancing to get a global grant. And so we're applying for the global grant for that. So it's really turned into a huge project. And we're very happy to be partnering with Homeopaths Without Borders on this project, because it's not only an opportunity to serve, but more importantly, it's bringing Rotary International into the limelight of so many other things, and this is very helpful. I really think it'll give a lot of PI to Rotary International. John?
Paul, I want to let the other club members or people in the other clubs know that if you have not seen the Butterfly Storybook, not to worry, it's available on Amazon. It is available. We have it produced in English and French, and we've had issues, I believe, in Creole for the Haitians, and we are in the process of seeking to produce it in Braille. But these are stories written by children, for children, and some of them are absolutely adorable. And some of them are a little weird, but hey, that's kids. Paul, have I missed anything, or is Dawn, you have something to add here?
Hello, I'm Dawn Johnson. I was a past assistant governor in Haiti. And then when I left Haiti, I still wanted to be involved in the district. So I, like many past governors before me, joined the eClub. And just to kind of underline that this homeopathy project kind of highlighted what an eClub can do for its district. First, we've been sort of a catch because there's a lot of back and forth out of our region. It's been a good catch for people who had to physically leave for work but didn't want to leave the district. Secondly, you can see that we've got Amaryllis as sort of our homeopath in the club. She's off to the district conference. she's actually going to meet with our partner clubs in Haiti whose members asked for help in getting this going, and do the project design there. Because we're a district of islands, we have a culture where we're used to using our district pets, assembly, and conference, which is all one week, put it all on one plane ticket. We're used to using that as sort of our laboratory power program design, get together once a year and do all your face-to-face programming, and then do the rest of the year's work, Zoom and email chains and things like that, because physically in our district, that's how you have to do things. So that has made the eClub both more attuned to our culture and also a bit more necessary in our district, in that we're already having to work that way. And then it also lets our eClub be very much sort of a go-between on projects like this, between an island that has the homeopaths and an island that has the doctors who know the health system does not yet cover everything, and where homeopathy has a place. That's my comment there.
Thanks, Doug. Ben, are we're about done, right? On time?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah,
I think
we're getting close, but if you guys can, y'all can kind of bring it full circle. We'll adjust the agenda a little bit, John. No problem.
Okay, so my last comment, I'd like to get Leslie involved, because Leslie is our upcoming president. She's the president-elect for next year, and she's got an interesting project she wants to do, but I'm not sure. She's on her iPad. So, Leslie, would you be able to give us a little blurb on what you want to do for your upcoming year?
Sure. Briefly, so I'm focused on teenage pregnant mothers who want to go back into the high school system. And so that's what the project is about. They want to offer it to rural areas, but they don't have the software to do so. So that's what I'm fundraising for.
I think for those who don't know, the school system there does not permit a pregnant teenager to stay in school.
Yeah.
And once they've had the baby, of course, they don't have time to ability to go back, and they can't get a job without the
Math
GE,
and English, yeah.
the basic graduation papers. So we think this is very important. And there's a lot of other stuff. There's counseling and so forth to prevent this, and to certainly prevent it from occurring, and that. It's a project that we have applied for a district grant for, and we're very hopeful on this, because we have some members of our club who are extremely interested, and also willing to pony up what's the funds necessary if we can't get the district to come in.
Very good. Very good. And President Paul, do you have any additional comments at this point? We're going to.
No, that's about it. We're just moving forward. We're trying to build our club up some more, and we're hoping that we can add more members and just be a better club. Every year we work at it, and we just get it better and better until, it's a great club. And it's great already. I mean, all our members love each other, and we're like family.
I can tell, President Paul, the enthusiasm coming through. You guys were getting a lot of tags sent out during the presentation by some members online, and I love that enthusiasm. That was outstanding. That really put a smile to my face. And I want to thank President Paul, and I want to thank you, John, and your AG Dawn, and President-elect Leslie for an outstanding thumbnail of your club. And I've made notes of the the butterfly storybook is something I'm going to Google as soon as we get off of here. It's so inspirational what you guys are doing. And we'll yield the floor at this point to President Robin or his representative for an overview of the eClub affiliated with District 6950. And President Robin, you know, feel free. You can take us up through 10 o'clock if you like. We'll adjust the time on the agenda a little bit, but I'll yield the floor to you, please.
Good morning. Top of the morning, everybody. We're delighted to be part of this grouping. Personally, I was a member of a club in Pensacola way back in 1980. Started traveling, had to drop out, couldn't keep up attendance, usual story. Nothing online available, and eventually when it came, I hopped on it and I've been involved ever since. Our Rotary eClub of Southeast US and the Caribbean was started in 2005, and it was one of the original 14 pilot eClubs. And I'm happy to recognize here this morning, although I see he's popped off for a while, past President Hans Kohr, who would have been online from Germany. He also spends the German winters in the Dominican Republic. Also with us this morning, I have Andy Bernstein, our PE, and we have our AG, Karen, and David Kroner. As I said, we're registered in District 6950, but we have a worldwide membership. We have Hans in Germany, and there are two others over in Germany and Switzerland. We have a lady in Australia, a peace fellow. And then we stretch from the Pennsylvania, Carolinas, Georgia, down here to Florida. We have a cluster in Tampa that tend to get together maybe once a year, and we try to do that. This year we tried to do it, failed because we didn't have enough of interest. Our membership, we go from 26 to 32, 33, swing around. We have members that join us for a couple of years. They're on a work hiatus or whatever, and it suits them, and that's fine with us. We take only Rotarians. We have found that taking in non-Rotarians, we're so geographically dispersed, it's impossible to do a proper mentoring job. And we also advise new members coming into us that Rotary is what you make out of it. Nobody is going to knock on your door because you're a member of an eClub. You've got to go out and make your own fellowship, because that, as has been mentioned earlier on, is a downside with us. Having said all that, leadership, we have issues in getting people to take on the mantle of leadership and various positions in the club. As you know, it's not like a regular club where you can see a guy and grab him by the collar and say, hey, you know, it's not like that when you can't judge the reaction on the other side. However, we have a nice little club. Our membership, our dues are $100 a quarter. And there were 60, we raised it because in trying to pass the hat, it was the same people that were coming up with money every time, and the same people were not given a button every time. So we raised the dues to $100 a quarter, and that allows our club to do about $5,000 worth of giving, of support during the year. Together, what our members do when they go out and they get involved with clubs in their district or Habitat for Humanity or whatever. We support Toys for Tots, Rotary's Camp Florida, Shelter Box every year, S4TL, Outbound Youth Exchange students, we partner there. And we find we partner with other clubs. We have been involved with the Cleft Palate Project. We have been the lead for a global grant project on the island of Dominica, where we partnered with a local club and raised funds all over It turned out we raised about $75,000 to refurbish an emergency room that was a pretty bad place. We've done partnered with contributions to water projects in Belize. Fundraising, engagement. Engagement is a big issue with the eClub, with our club. And to try to get members more involved, we have decided to do a scholarship, a high school scholarship for a student on the island of Dominica in the Caribbean. And one of the requirements of the scholarship will be for that student to give us an update each quarter or at the end of each semester on how they're doing academically and what they're involved in outside of school, what volunteering they do. And that hopefully will encourage our members to correspond with the student and could lead to something else. So this is a new initiative which we're trying this year. One project that we have taken on, and this, I've got involved with a local local clubs up here in the Pensacola area. There are 13 of them up here. Is a Rotary Tree of Remembrance. It's a big manpower project, which causes a problem. But I found the idea in my hometown, Cork, in Ireland, a few years ago, and they put this Christmas tree on the Times Square of Cork City. And in 2 weeks, they raised about $70,000 for charity. We do a smaller operation here in Pensacola, and the first year we did it, we raised $3,000. Last year we raised 11. So we've raised about $30,000 in all. And it showcases Rotarians in action in their community. That's really what this project is about. But at the same time, it raises a lot of money for local charities, and the money stays there. It doesn't go off to polio, it doesn't go anywhere, it stays with local charities, but it's showcasing Rotary, and there's a spin-off for Rotary in that. I would like to ask Andy, our incoming president, to talk about his plans and how he sees the eClub and what brought him to the eClub. Andy?
Top of the morning. Can everybody hear me? Can you all hear me? Top of the morning, Robin. Good morning, everybody. And it's great to be part of this eClub summit, I suppose we could call it. We have some great plans for our eClub in 6950. First of all, I want to give kudos out to Robin. This is going on my second year with the club. I know Robin's been with the club several years, and because I was late to a meeting, I'm now the PE. You know how that goes. Of course, it was a virtual being late to the meeting. But I want to, on behalf of our club, our board met a couple weeks ago, and we want to announce that Robin is our Rotarian of the Year. So for all that he's done for the club, and it's very, very deserving. So a big round of applause for Robin and all he's done for our club. And there you go. He's turning red over there. Thanks, Robin. But he's been a great leader. He's been really helpful, a great mentor, as my friend and peer David Kroner. Just a short story, David and I know each other over 35 years. We started out in the early 80s with the Rotary Club of Bal Harbor in 6990. And this is my third club in about 35 years. And I have to say, I kind of love it the most. I love all the clubs, but this has been a great new experience. This is my second time as a president, and I've been an AG for 4 years and those times. So I think I have some perspective for the club moving forward. I'm also a professor. I teach on ground and online in a university in Palm Beach County. So I'm trying to bring some of the ideas I have for online teaching, believe it or not, to our eClubs. I know Robin was mentioning, and I know some of you, the problems we have for engagement and retention. We see that in universities and business and pretty much everything today. So how to get the young people, but certainly Rotarians who've been with us a long time, to stay with us. I'm also an RLI facilitator. I've been doing that for about 9 years. So we definitely see that with Rotarians, even who know a lot about what they learn about Rotary in our parts 1, 2, and 3. And I'm sure many of you have done that. But, you know, we've tried some, or we're working on some TED Talks. And I think perhaps some of you tried that. I think we had one just our last Saturday club meeting that Robin put up, or Suzanne, our Rotarian who does all our schedules, our meetings. But I think it's successful. But one thing I really want to do is perhaps do podcasts and interview people, Rotarians and people in business and science and everything in our area and around the world, and use that as a catalyst for our club and our meetings. One thing I think would be great to do is also share with you. So we have a great group here of PEs and presidents and past district governors and AGs. Why don't we have sort of a best practices and a iCloud sort of place where we could put these podcasts and interviews and so forth, and we can use them amongst ourselves too for meetings. Let's say we want to talk about something on, could be anything. Now, several of you going to the convention in a couple of weeks in Atlanta. What about bringing back those experiences for the club for all those who couldn't attend? Maybe, you know, Facebook virtual podcast or stream it live, and then we could record that. So I think those are the kind of ways that we can try to get the engagement and facilitate to our members to keep live, to keep it new, to keep it real, and also obviously to learn more about Rotary. Maybe each week, and you know, have a new Rotary minute, which a lot of clubs have done, which I think would be pretty interesting. So, you know, we have our challenges, but I think this is an incredible format for the future. I've talked to a lot of people, as you have, and some of the old guard think eClubs are not here to stay, but I think they are. Just to let you know, I did reach out to the RI Rotary liaison. I left a message for her. Unfortunately, she has not gotten back to me, but I should hear from her this week. So I want to reach out for her and find out what new initiatives RI might have, not only on the district level, but coming from RI, that they might be able to help us. Maybe in the next call that we have together, or the next summit, we could have somebody from Rotary on the call and listening to what we need in our districts and so forth to really help get that going. Another thing, we are a few members in, which is really great. I know we lose a couple, but we get some in. And one big initiative which I would like to do, which I don't think we've had in our club for a while, and it is difficult because they've changed it, but I would really like to see us get that coveted RI presidential citation. I know we all look forward to that. Perhaps some of your clubs have forgotten it. I know we see it more on ground, because obviously you know, with members on ground, it could be more doable. Seems to be a little bit more of a reach for eClubs, I think, or maybe not. But I'm looking to see what we can do and get all those items off that checklist for 2017, 2018. So that would be something on my agenda that I would like to do. And one last thing is, as Robin, it's really hard to get people to step up. You know, I stepped up to be the president, at least for this year, and perhaps moving forward. But it's just really hard, as Robin mentioned, you know, we have the old adage, the comedic adage that you follow Rotarian in the parking lot and, you know, sort of put your hand around them and say, hey, you know, I'd like for you to be membership chair for this coming year. And, you know, it's hard for them to say no. But here it's a little bit more difficult. online or even with the telephone calls and so forth. So we're trying to think of some new initiatives to get people to step up, maybe to do assignments for our Rotarians for doing certain things or taking charge of committees and so forth during the year and pairing them with that. So one thing, and I hope we have time today, is some of the things that we've mentioned. Some of you presidents and president-elects, if you have some best practices with all this, I would love to hear them. It would certainly help my year. Things on membership, retention, what you do for meetings and so forth. And I know you have some great ideas. So perhaps as we continue on with the agenda, if some things ring a bell or you'd like to share, I'm taking notes. So it certainly would help my year. And I look forward to working with all of you. And I'd love to get my email out to you and so forth. So let's keep in touch. We are all a family, a Rotary family. And I think we're certainly no way in competition. We're here to help each other and really, in a way, make eClubs the up and coming and a great way for Rotarians to be involved, be together, and obviously to do what Rotarians do. So